What is happening, my friends? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm actually recording this episode on Thanksgiving Day. So for all you that are tuning into this show, happy Thanksgiving. I already know by the time you tune in, it will be past Thanksgiving, but I still want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving to all your family, to our listeners and viewers out there. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm gonna ask you the question at the end of the show. We're gonna continue to speak on it. Is what are you thankful for? Right? What are you thankful for? So we're gonna come back to this question at towards the end of the show. What are you thankful for? What is your favorite time or happen to be a favorite tradition that you do on Thanksgiving, right? We'll talk a little bit, in the during the program. But before we move forward, again, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep, keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, we drop new episodes weeknights, my friends, weeknights, Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on our radio affiliate WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk of the Georgia area. You can also tune into the program wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's iHeart, Apple Podcast, Spotify, you name it, you can tune into the program as well. And you can also stream us on YouTube and Rumble. So multiple ways you can chime in to the show. Look, we're continuing to grow each and every step of the way. We are almost coming to a close for 2024. So we got a lot of great stuff in store for 2025 for you. I can't wait to share that with you all. What else do we got? Oh, our socials. Be sure to follow us on IG, Instagram, for all you squares out there that didn't know what IG was, but on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as X, and also Substack. You can check us out at the Arrington Gavin Show on Substack. We're looking into joining Blue Sky. I know that's a growing social media platform that you hear a lot of, and kind of that's bumping, that's really growing and stealing a lot of the people that are leaving X, because due to political views, a lot of people are not happy with the X platform, so they're leaving and joining Blue Sky. And so hey, we want to stay hip, we want to stay with the times and stay in the cool crowd, so we want to join it as well. We want to get in front of everyone's faces. And you can also follow us on Threads. I forgot we had a Threads account as well. So many social media accounts we have. But on today's conversation, look, where do we leave off on the last show? We're going to talk a little bit of Trump's election case being tossed out. Jack Smith had recently mentioned that he was going to submit paperwork to possibly dismiss the January 6th case held against Donald Trump, who is going to be not just the 45th, but now he's going to be the 47th president after this recent election. Also, Drake is in his feelings, which is no shocker. He's always been in his feelings. We know his music has always been kind of like the R&B hip hop vibe, pop vibe. I really wasn't paying too much attention at the whole beef between him and Kendrick. The only thing I did find out and know was that, hey, Kendrick won the beef battle, right? His hit song is being played, Not Like Us, all across the world. It's one of the most streamed songs out there, as well as it was his meal ticket into getting him the spot in this upcoming Super Bowl halftime show, which I'm looking forward to, because I've always been a fan of Kendrick Lamar. I'm a fan of conscious rappers, him, Common, people from like the neo soul, J. Cole, people from that neo soul hip hop genre, those who rap about issues happening within our society. Killer Mike, those cats. I tune into them a little more. But that's what's going to be on the agenda today. But before we move forward, I do have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth. It's Rugged Evolution Beard Care is an all-natural men's grooming line that offers 17 scented beard balms, beard oils, conditioning shampoos, leave-in moisturizers, excuse me. Everything you need to help enhance your facial hair care needs. Also taking care of your skin underneath the hair. Look, I am not just a client. I'm also the founder. That's my business. That's my baby. And I'm not just speaking. I'm not just being biased because I created this line. It has huge success for the short period it has been in existence. We're going about 6 years now. Been featured in Essence magazine twice. One on their digital print as well as a digital spot as well as on print. Other publications. We've been in the hands of known public figures that has highly recommended, like TV Emmy winning producer Rashawn McDonald, Mr. Oh Lord, I'm forgetting his last name, Mr. Wendell Holland, who's a winner of one of the Survivor series reality shows, competition shows. We have so many folks who can put their stamp on Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And it's a well-respected brand. So again, we want to thank them for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. Also, our friends over at Bernardo Menswear, our good friend Mr. Bernardo Johnson, keeps you looking swagged out from head to toe, whether it's business casual, formal, custom. He has everything you need to help enhance your look and appearance. Look, I've said it many times, guys, on this program. Being a business owner, you always have to make sure you have a great wardrobe in the closet, because there's going to be times where you have to go to formal events or just any kind of networking events. And look, you are a part of your brand. You are your brand, especially for myself, right? I am my brand. So if I'm not dressed to par, and people are not going to want to even approach me. They're like, I don't take this guy serious. But again, presentation is everything, and that's when you need to go to Mr. Bernardo Johnson. Look, if you happen to be in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, you can visit him at his store location, Bernardo's Menswear, in the MacArthur Mall, located on the first floor in downtown Norfolk, the heart of downtown Norfolk. Or you can shop online to www.bernardomenswear.com. Again, that website is www.bernardomenswear.com. Or you can also follow him on his social media on Facebook at Bernardo's Menswear. We would like to thank him as well for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, my friends, we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Welcome back, my friends, to the Arrington Gavin Show. You know how we like to do. We like to start off the show with a quick fun fact before we go deep diving in our topics. Look, today's fun fact is, did you know that the average person produces enough saliva in their lifetime to fill 2 swimming pools? Yeah, I know that was kind of a gross fact, but hey, pretty interesting. So again, I'll say it again for the people in the back that didn't hear. The average person produces enough saliva in their lifetime to fill 2 swimming pools. You're welcome. So when you're getting ready to sit at the dinner table and get ready to feast on that Thanksgiving food, look, you can mention them and let them know about that fun fact. It might give everybody a bad taste, and they're gonna be like, okay, I'm not ready to eat this food right now. That's pretty disgusting. Thank you very much. Matter of fact, they're gonna be like, who invited him or her? Do not do next time. No, do not invite them. Um, that's how it is sometimes, man. That's how it is. So look, let's get going to our first topic of the day. Look, Trump election case tossed. Yes, that is true, my friends. So recently, and this is reported by let's see, ABC News. Let me get this graphic going for those who are watching us. Give me 1 second. Let me trying to get my stuff situated over here. So it says here that uh, let's see here. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Having a little technical difficulties. Let's see. Let's see. All righty. So says here that Trump election case is tossed after special counsel Jack Smith, requests dismissal, citing I can't even say that word, categorical DOJ policy. This reported by ABC News. It says here that the judge overseeing Donald Trump's election interference case dismissed this case recently after special counsel Jack Smith asked the judge to toss the case due to a long-standing Justice Department policy that bars the prosecution, of a sitting president. Now, Smith recently filed a motion to dismiss the case, as well as the appeal of Trump's classified documents case of Trump's impending inauguration. So now, due to the DOJ's presidential immunity policy and not because the charges lack merit, Smith also asked the judge in Trump's classified documents case that his appeal against Trump's 2 co-defendants in that case, Walt Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira, be allowed to continue. So, in continuation with this, guys, we've all were aware and prepared that once Trump won this election, there was a strong chance that all cases, look, 91 cases in total, you hear me, 91 cases filed against the former president at the time. We were like, the reason why he's running is to avoid prosecution, right? Since he has won, guess what? It looks like he is going to continue to be unstoppable. And that's why so many folks are saying, look, he is the ultimate comeback kid of the year. You're talking about 91 cases being brought against him. He's a person who is the first convicted felon to not run for office, but to win the president's seat. He won by being convicted on 34 counts. He was found liable in a civil suit, sexual assault case. He had 2 cases pending at the time. Everybody in his inner circle has either served a small stint of jail time or is continuing to just lose their career is starting to just downfall, like former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who was just speaking on TV not too long ago, citing that he has nothing, no cash, no checking, nowhere to live. Everything he lost a case where he has to pay like almost $150 million. You hear me? Almost $150 million But here's the thing: you continue to run the mouth, and you just can't admit that you were wrong. And see, Rudy's like, no, I'll be damned. I'm gonna continue to, share what's on my mind. I'm gonna continue to have these outbursts and make myself look crazy because the man is almost 80 years old. At the time, he was a somewhat respected attorney before he was mayor of the city of New York City. He lost his attorney license. He's been disbarred. I mean, it's just the worst. The worst of the worst happens to people that are shoulder to shoulder with the now the upcoming president Donald Trump. And it's interesting because we're like, okay, all these folks who were so loyal to him are, getting the what's the word I'm looking for? They're getting consequences being brought against them where it really should be brought against who's the ringleader, right? Isn't that how the mafia works? Right? They FBI, they grab one guy that can help lead you to this one, that can help you lead you to this one, that can help you lead you to this one until you get to the top. That's how it goes. But it looks like uh Trump will be winning this case, and this was the case that was brought against him of the horrific event that happened. I think it's been like maybe a few years by now. I think like 4 or 5 years ago, the January 6th riots. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that day, but it was some years ago. Uh, Still to this day, people defend him, saying he had nothing to do with that. He didn't incite the riot. I've always said, you know what, he did, because words matter, and if you know your audience, if you know your fan base, then guess what? You know how they would react if you tell them to do certain things, because he had his core, he had the diehards that showed up there. He had the diehards. And still to this day, some of those people call themselves, American heroes. Trump's even called them American heroes, and that they shouldn't be in jail and this and any other. Let me tell you something. When you break a law, especially a government law, trespassing a government building, breaking into a government building, yes, you need consequences needs to be spent on them. Like still to this day, I remember when I was walking in my home, my wife was sitting on the couch, and I'm watching TV, and I see like it's like them in their chambers, Congress, I think, yeah, Congress and Senate was in their chambers, just doing what they regularly do, right? Going over bills, this and that and the other. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I see a crowd of people at the building, so it must be a protest. Then I started to see them swarm inside, and then it's like, okay, it continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, like a bunch of ants, on top of like an ant hill. And I'm like, what is going on? And when they rewind the tape and they go prior to the speech that Donald Trump gave, because he's a very unfiltered man, is unapologetic, he incited crazy people climbing up walls, breaking. It's funny when people always say, that was staged, right? Someone unlocked the door for them. Did they help break the windows to let them inside? Because last time I checked, you don't unlock a government building window. Yeah, you can open it, but they always have a barrier that prevents people from getting in. Those people broke through. They broke through. So that wasn't no assistance from the inside. No, they broke in. Okay. Lives were lost. People were hurt. People were arrested. And still to this day, I'm just like, I can't believe that occurred. But it all occurred because somebody, provoked a crowd that was already sensitive, that was already furious with the government, that was already anti-government everything. So that was one of their, proudest moments to do, is to, oh, we're gonna break into this thing. It was ridiculous, man. And see, they also did that because they knew that, I think maybe a few days or a week after that, they were going to have the inauguration for the next president, which was going to be Joe Biden. So, of course, Trump did not care if they vandalized the place, because they already had it set up for the next inauguration, the election that he lost. So, again, it's just a simple thing of, the bad guys won in this one. That's my take on it. Please give me your thoughts, what you think about this, or at least hearing about this case being dismissed against Donald Trump. And what's your thoughts on Jack Smith, special counsel Jack Smith? What will occur in his career? Is this like a huge downfall for him? Is this the way he wants to end his, you know, career working in the, in the government and in the White House? Like, what's your thoughts on it? So please leave a comment on this video, or you can, excuse me, you can DM me your thoughts on this if I'm leaving out something, if you want me to emphasize on one or expand a little more, please let me know, my friends. Let me know. Okay, let's move it on. Let's move it on from that story. Uh, let's see. Who do I want to speak on next? Let me go and talk about this Drizzy Drake. Let's talk about Drake. I feel like Drake needs a hug, man. Have you seen his hairstyle recently? It's like he is a I don't know, he's like a I don't know, he looks like a little girl, like a little like pre-K or something with his hair wrapped in the little, I don't know, or I guess he's trying to mimic Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg used to do his hair like that in like the younger years. But it just looks weird on Drake. It really does. It's very interesting. I really haven't paid attention too much, paid more attention to Drake since the whole beef between him and Kendrick. Because after Kendrick made that record, Not Like Us, and then it shows his huge crowd that he sold out in California, I'm like, ooh, this is not good for Drake. Like, how could he respond? Is he gonna respond with another diss track, album? What's happening here? So says here, this is reported by Variety, that Drake claims Universal Music and Spotify artificially inflated Kendrick Lamar's numbers for Not Like Us diss track. Okay. So says here, in the latest twists in the bruising beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, the Canadian rapper has initiated legal action against Universal Music Group over allegations that the company conspired using Spotify to artificially inflate the popularity of Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Now, the action is doubly surprising because UMG distributes both artists' recordings. Now, recently, it says here in a Manhattan court reported by Billboard that Drake's Frozen Moments LLC accused UMG of launching an illegal scheme involving bots, Poyo, I can't pronounce that word, payola, and other methods to boost the numbers for Lamar's viciously personal song, which accuses Drake of pedophilia and amplified that already fury dispute between the two artists. Now, so many people, before I move forward and read a little more on this, so many folks are speaking out on Drake, saying that he is just a sore loser. He, is he's the one that's supposed to be always winning on top, and so they are just furious with hearing him kind of whine about it, right? Well, not furious, but they're saying what he's doing right now is it doesn't help his case on saying he doesn't whine. He's a respected rapper. He goes hard in the paint, this and that and the other. So many folks are like, Drake, you are a whine. You literally just responded in a diss track with a lawsuit. Like, that's the most clownish thing you can do, at least in the world of hip hop, because you got to look at the origin of hip hop. Dissing that's a part of the culture. It really is. I mean, you have battles. Now, beefing is, I'm not pro beef. I'm not. I'm like, we all grown while we doing this. But hey, when it's on brand, if it helps the brand, if it helps, I don't know, you sell tickets and whatnot, I mean, hey, whatever. But I just think that a lot of the new school, they're beefing a lot more, and I think the older generation is like, come on, we gotta cut this out, because we all family here. We all a part of the same, musical genre here. Can we all just get along? But a lot of folks are just not fans of Drake. Now, I remember Drake as Wheelchair Jimmy because as a kid, I remember used to watching the show Degrassi. It was a Canadian-based teen drama series, and that's where I remember Drake from. So when he first came as a rapper, I'm like, wait, what? He's a rapper now? When did this happen? When did this occur? I'm late, and so when he came out, he started coming out with hits. Now Drake is a talented artist, I will say. He's a pop artist, R&B, hip hop. I mean, he's in all sorts of genres, and he's an entertainer, right? He's funny. I've seen him joke around in his music videos, like with him and Chris Brown. Now, like he's a funny guy, but I mean, guys like Kendrick, I mean, they went ham on him. Now, let me find this. Let me play you this this video clip. Excuse the language on there. This is on the Joe Budden Network, Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden is also he's not retired, but he's a well-known rapper as well. He was a huge reality star from the Love and Hip Hop series, one of the originals from Love and Hip Hop, but he has since then become so successful in the podcast and streaming world when he started the Joe Budden podcast, which is hands down one of the most successful podcasts in entertainment based podcasts, hip hop podcasts, however you want to categorize it. It is one of the most highly popular and publicized podcasts. So let me go ahead and play this soundbite. He gives his take on the whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. This is what he had to say about Drake.
First time facing adversity in 15 years. And so now we see what he's doing at the face of adversity.
Or he's a selfish, lying, manipulative sack of shit who has made enemies for 15 years. And now we're here at the fucking boiling point.
They both could be true.
You've been behind the scenes, being the biggest sack of shit you can possibly be. I'm not here to fucking play games with you. Just know what it is out there. That's it. And he's fucking white. And he's Jewish. And he had too much dip on his chip. You have been behind the scenes, hitting his baby moms, sending money to baby. Yo, dog, you've been back and sending messages to this wife, talking about hey, but this mom died. Hey, all that's cool, but where my beat at? I don't give a that your mom died. Dog, this been a sack of shit behind the scenes. And because he got fans and had Lucian, everybody just get to turn a blind eye. The blind eye days are done. That's done with now. I don't want to hear none of that now.
This is his first time.
So, Joe, tell us how you really feel. I mean, goodness gracious. He was I mean, you can already tell that he is not a fan. I thought I had, hold on, I think I have another. Yes, I do. So as you can see, he is not a fan. That was Joe Budden. He's always been an unfiltered guy. He's always been a guy that wants to pick a fight with somebody. I mean, I remember one time he literally tried to like buck up to the whole Migos group, like all three of them. It was hilarious. But Joe Budden, I mean, there's a lot of comments I was reading on that post saying that, hey, look, I'm not a fan of Joe Budden. I normally don't agree with Joe Budden, but this time he's very accurate. Like, I mean, is he? See, I don't know too. I'm not too familiar with the whole music beef, like how far it goes back, right? I can only speak on what's currently happened, and it's like what a lot of rappers have always said is Drake comes in like he's so authentic when it comes to his music and the genre, and he's very arrogant with it, and they do not like arrogancy. They do not like it. They're like, first of all, son, stop faking it and acting like you this and that. You're not. You were born with a silver spoon. You are a wealthy kid that turned to music as another investment piece, and hey, it's been working out for you ever since. Because he hasn't done any movies or acting since he became a rapper. So yeah, I mean, you just can't take away his success and talent from that aspect, right? But just a lot of folks do not really respect Drake, and I didn't know. I didn't know it was that deep. I did not know it was that deep. And I mean, you hear the passion in Joe Budden's uh um you know what do you call it, in his speech he just gave, his venting off of what he thinks about Drake. So I mean, again, I was unaware. Here is another here's another clip of what Stephen A. Smith had to say on his show, Stephen A. Smith show, and he gives his take on this whole thing as well. So give me a second, let me pull that soundbite for you all.
This is a bad look. Let's get this out of the way right now. It's a bad look. And it's all smeared on Drake. All of it. This is hip hop, man. This is hip hop. Somebody comes at you with lyrics, with a song, you're supposed to come right back at them with the song, with lyrics. And I'm going to tell y'all something right now. You know, the hip hop community prides itself on being authentic, straight up, real, in your face, let you know where they stand, how they feel, and not shying away from shit. That's the hip hop community. Let me tell you what's been happening in the hip hop community since last night. I've been making calls. I appreciate the bevy of information that everybody has provided me with, giving me intel and letting me know what the hell is really going on. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't cover this business. And yes, I'm a product of the hip hop generation. I grew up, I'm from Hollis, Queens, New York City.
So that right there is just a few, and again, excuse the language in that one. Thought that was bleeped out, so I apologize for that. So that was just a little smidgen of how Stephen A reacted to it. Again, he's like myself. I'm not as involved and as familiar with how the hip hop community, how it goes, right? How the atmosphere is, the knowledge base of it. That's not my lane. But it doesn't take a rocket science to know that when a person disses you through lyrics, then what do? You respond back with lyrics, just like a comedian. If a comedian does, shares a joke, it goes after you, guess what? You take it to the stage. What did Chris Rock do after he got slapped and embarrassed by Will Smith at the Oscars a few years back? He didn't respond by fighting him in person, not breaking his character. Chris Rock's like, oh, he just slapped me. All right, he's not gonna. I'm gonna keep it moving like it didn't do anything to me. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm not gonna look like a fool the way he just did in front of everybody, in front of all these white folks. He said, you know what? I got something for his ass, and that's what he did. He waited until he hit the stage, had a live Netflix special that everybody was anticipating. They were excited to see. We were thrilled to see this Netflix special live, and he took it to the stage, my friends. Because see, everybody else spoke about it publicly. Everybody was like, huh, if I was Chris, he a better man than me, because I would ain't nobody, best believe ain't nobody gonna swing on me on stage. I bet they won't. And everybody was saying how wrong, and still to this day, I am a Will Smith fan, right? I think he's a successful actor. I think he's a great, it seems like he's a big on his family. He's a talented individual, right? But I will say that slapped, I just lost respect for him. It really took it down for me. It really took it down for me, because at the end of the day, for one, I'm not going to get into what I think about his Jada Pinkett Smith, but I just feel as though that, how dare you walk up to somebody, slap them, and walk away like if you're just untouchable, that you can just do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it really sickened me to my stomach to see that, especially for a person like, like Will. And I get it. A lot of people considers him the victim in his current situation right now. And, it's just because he initially laughed at the time of the joke. And then he's going through so many issues, this and any other. bump that. Like I lost respect. And but I still support, I still watch his films. I still if he had a album that was, that was really, really good, hey, I'm gonna support. Like I'm still gonna support him. I'm still gonna, say, hey, he's great at his craft. He's a great entertainer, but to separate the actual human being from the art, the human being needs a lot of work to do. Needs a lot of work to do. That's just my honest opinion. But coming back to the Drake and Kendrick's all he's been doing is just, going ham on Drake through song, not through lawsuits. Come on now, not through lawsuits. Let me see here. What did I leave off? Was that all the article that I think that was majority of the article read by Variety. Something's going on my iPad, y'all, so I'm not going to kind of stretch it out for you, but yeah. So give me your take. What is your take on Drake's reaction? Is it petty? Is it so on brand for him? Is it against the narrative of hip hop? Is it against the quote unquote the hip hop code? Is it like what or is he in the right for doing what he's doing? Because this guy just went after his character with some, this wasn't just a regular diss. Like, again, it was some strong stuff that Kendrick had mentioned in that song. So is Drake right about this? Give me your take on it. Again, at the bottom of the screen, leave us a comment. I'll truly appreciate it. We will continue to talk more on this because this is a long going beef battle between the two. So I'm curious to see how long this will stretch out, what would occur. Is this case eventually going to be dismissed? Like, what's going to happen? So I'm very, very curious of how things will be going with this. All right, my friends, look, we're going to take another commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You are tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. Be right back.
Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Welcome back, my friends, to the Arrington Gavin Show. Look, I just want to share this graphic, and I'll read this for those who are listening to the show right now. This is from our 47th president, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Let me read this for you. It says he let me try and do it in his accent. Happy Thanksgiving to all, including the radical left lunatics who have worked so hard to destroy our country, but who have miserably failed. They failed, okay? They did. And will always fail because their ideas and policies are so hopeless, bad, that great people of our nation just gave a landslide victory to those who wanted to make America great again. Don't worry, our country will soon be respected, productive, fair, and strong, and you will be more than ever before proud to be an American. All right, proud to be, and I'm proud to be an American. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Whatever happened, like how many times he got to continue to brag about the win? I mean, hey, as he should, as he should. A win's a win, but during this time, again, during Thanksgiving, do it on another day. Do it tomorrow, or or do it the day before. But when you're doing it right on the day of Thanksgiving, isn't that childish, y'all? See, that's the stuff that bugs me about this man. Now I've said my piece. Now I'm gonna continue to say my piece. How of a butt whipping the Democratic Party took because of poor strategy, and they is a reason why I've always said keep me in the middle, keep me in the middle, because the way they have been strategizing this whole campaign, feeling very arrogant and overconfident in this race. um it was awful. It was awful. I'm not gonna vent and you know keep on bashing the Democratic Party at this moment, but the big example is again, why do you have to be petty? You could have just said, "Hey, look, just want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving to you and yours." Simple as that. But he has to go in the details. But this is even the radical left lunatics. I wish you one. I mean, come on, dog. Come on. But hey, that's so on brand with that man. That is truly on brand with him. So just felt like reading that for you all during this time. Next up, this is going to be our I think our final one. Let me see here. I want to bring up this article in regards to what's his name, RFK Jr., who has been nominated for Health and Human Services Secretary under the Trump administration. He just continues to say some wow stuff. He stays saying some wow stuff. So recently, he had shared that heroin helped him excel in school. Yes. So let me go ahead and find the article for you. So this is reported by People Magazine. It says here that and it's titled RFK says heroin made him a top of class student in resurface clip. It worked for me. RFK claimed that using heroin as a student improved his grades in a resurface clip that has been circulated on social media. Now, Kennedy appeared on an episode of the Sean Ryan show during his presidential campaign in July, where he recalled his history of addiction and his eventual heroin use. Now, during the podcast interview, the Democratic turned independent, who had been nominated to oversee public health programs in the President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet, said drugs bolstered his academic performance. I quote, and he said, "I did very, very poorly in school until I started doing narcotics." Kennedy, who's currently he's 70 years old, said on the podcast, "Then I went to the top of my class because my mind was so restless and turbulent, and I could not sit still. I worked, it worked for me. And if it still worked, I'll be doing it. Oh, I'll still be doing it." So again, this is the guy that's in charge of the public health, right, in our country. This is the guy that was very anti um vaccine, which again I go back. I'm not pro or anti, right? I'm a person that I've always taken vaccines ever since I was a kid. I wasn't I was never skeptical. I'm just like, okay, if the doctors and the medical professionals says it's okay to take it, then I trust them, because guess what? They're the experts. I'm not. Now, should people be hesitant on what they take? Absolutely. You should be hesitant in everything. I'm a skeptic myself. So if there's something that's new, yes, it's okay to be hesitant, and they shouldn't be forced to take something that they truly don't want to. Now, if this is a advocate right here that is for the, hey, I'm a skeptic, let me do more research on it because it's just something that they're just pushing towards people. I mean, you take narcotics, bro. Heroin. Last time I checked, heroin is a lethal and can kill people. That's a fact. That is a fact. Well, it's only if you use too much. No, if you use it in general, that kills your body. That is a fact. No scientist on a little kid can tell you that. It says here, and this is from according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, heroin users typically feel a brief rush after taking the drug. Then enter a drowsy state where mental function is cloudy, heart function slows, and breathing is also severely slowed, sometimes enough to be life threatening. Now, that's according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse. The NIDA adds that slow breathing can cause to permanent brain damage. All right, now, Mr. RFK Jr. Says here in a recent podcast, Kennedy described the substance abuse as a compulsion that eventually hollows out your whole life. He said that cocaine and heroin became his drug of choice. Now, I'm glad he's overcome that. I'm glad he's no longer taking it anymore. I'm glad he's recovered. It says here Kennedy was arrested for heroin possession while flying to Minnesota to detox in 1983. He recalled saying it was the best thing that could have happened to me, because that event led to him getting sober. So again, that was in 83. So he's been sober ever since. So that's a blessing, right? But I think, a lot of this stuff comes back into influencing because they're in the process of doing background checks on these candidate picks. They're doing background checks, and with that being said, you have him saying this off the wall stuff. You have Fox News host Pete Hegseth, who is nominated for I'm blanking on the position, but he's been nominated to serve on Trump's cabinet. There's reports that he had paid off a lady who initially was claiming that he sexually assaulted her. There's Matt Gaetz had already withdrawn from consideration. There's Linda McMahon, who is the wife of Vince McMahon, who we all know was in the news for some very horrific allegations brought against him that led him to really step away from WWE, and you haven't heard or seen from him ever since. There is a few individuals, and then you have Vivek and Elon Musk. No, nothing wrong with their, as far as crime related stuff to their background, but it's just they've been publicly saying some off the wall stuff, and now they're going to be a part of our government. They're going to have a government position, and involving so much access to secret codes and whatnot. Like it's some iffy stuff, man. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. But I just wanted to bring that up because RFK has brought up some crazy stories through the campaign cycle of eating a bear and saying, oh, it was a roadkill, and he hit it with his while riding a bike. Saying he had worms in his brains, and I mean he been saying some off the wall stuff. I'll just be honest. He's been saying some off the wall stuff. Keep an eye on that guy. But look, we're coming on the last last about 9 minutes left into the show, and I want to get back to talking more on what's the theme of the day, and that is Thanksgiving, right? Giving thanks. What are some holiday themes? Holiday traditions that you do during the Thanksgiving time. So I'll share mine, and then please give me yours in the comments, or like I said, through social media. I truly appreciate it. First and foremost, uh, a tradition that we always do on Thanksgiving is I gotta get up and watch the Macy's Day Parade. That's uh live from New York. Like I always have to watch the Macy's Day Parade. Um, all my family on my mother's side are New Yorkers, and that kind of hints why I'm a diehard Knicks fan, and so we always watch the Macy's Day Parade. I've never been to the Macy's Day Parade. I know my mom has a few times when she was a kid, but I've never been to the Macy's Day Parade. But I always watch that, and that's a strong tradition. And then just football. Obviously, we always got to watch our football. Watch the Cowboys lose because I know the Cowboys play every Thanksgiving, but we watch football. We watch the Macy's Day Parade. I know on my if I'm visiting my dad in the DC area, which I'm actually in now, that's why I'm kind of I'm in my hotel room. We do we read like a Bible scripture prior to yeah to eating a meal, and sitting around the table, Bible scripture, eat, all that great stuff. And yeah, we each family, my mother's side, we do different traditions, my dad's side, we do different traditions, but it's always about just bringing the family together, having a great time, eating good food, you know what I mean, eating good food. Now I'll be honest, I'm the guy that likes to kind of change the narrative and change it up for Thanksgiving. Like if I ever had to host Thanksgiving, it's gonna be international. We're not just gonna have turkey and stuff and all this stuff, because I'm not crazy about turkey. I'll eat more ham than I do turkey. I'm not crazy about stuffing. I eat it because I'm greedy. I love food. I'm a foodie. But I would give me like a seafood boil, or give me like a let's smoke some meat. Let's do a barbecue. Let's do some Thai food or Vietnamese food or Chinese food. Like give me something different. Some Filipino food. Give me something different. You know what I mean? Uh but I get stuffed, and then we'll eat early, and then by the time it's like later in the evening, okay, time for plate number 4 or 5, right? And then later in the night, let me make a ham sandwich or turkey sandwich, and then in the morning, eat the same thing. So it's tradition like that. Um, but we always enjoy it. Sometimes we might, if Charlie Brown Thanksgiving is on TV, we watch that. Um, but I'll be honest, I've been more in the Christmas spirit uh since like early November. Um, I'm already watching my Christmas movies, Hallmark movies. I'm just all in the Christmas spirit. But again, not trying to move ahead. This is Thanksgiving. Time to give thanks. And so those are my traditions. But now the next thing is your favorite dish. So if I had to pick a favorite dish on Thanksgiving, what would it be? What would it be? What would it be? I'm going straight to the desserts, baby. I'm sweet potato pie. I mean that's like my go-to. If I really don't have a favorite dish. Uh I really don't have a favorite dish. My bonus mom, I call my stepmom, I call my bonus mom. She does some kind of like crab dish, and it's pretty dope. Crab and imperial crab something. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie, that's a good go to meal. But I'll probably just have to go straight to the desserts. And like I said, sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie. My sister makes a great upside down pineapple upside down cake, which is dope. So I just go straight for the desserts. That might have to be my favorite dishes on Thanksgiving. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I go straight for the desserts. I can eat the dessert first and then eat my dinner food. I'm weird like that. And then lastly, guys, I want to I want to ask the big question. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? Um for me, I am thankful for multiple things, but I guess the prime things I've always said, thankful for my health. Second, I'm thankful for uh, um, my family, my circle of friends, my family. I keep them all like in the same category. My family, my wife, my parents, my voice cracked there. My parents. This is getting emotional, Arrington. No, my voice is cracked at the worst time. My wife, my parents, my friends, right? It's nothing like having great friends you can always talk to, hang with, and all that good stuff. Just your circle of your circle of friends, um, and then also just uh, uh shelter, right? Shelter, finances, a roof. All the resources and access that I have. That's what I'm thankful for. Again, you know told you I'm thankful for my health. But there's a lot of folks out there that are not fortunate like we are, as far as have clothes and shoes and running water and ability to get food or cook food and stuff like that. People are really struggling here in our world. So just always remember how fortunate and blessed you are to have those resources. I mean, we can already go on from kids and families in other countries, but just don't take anything you have for granted. Like really, when you wake up, realize that, hey, look, I can walk, I can see, I can breathe, I can talk. um I can do this, I can do that. I mean, people, we live in a world, we have a lot of, excuse my friends, we got a lot of snobs, you got a lot of spoiled brats out here that they will lose their mind if they remember the clip I showed you guys a while back here on the show, of a young girl that was going crazy when her mom cut her phone service off, her cell phone service off, and she was like, you would have thought she got shot. You would have thought she just found out that she was gonna die, like literally. And I'm like, okay, as addicted as I am to my technology, right, and my cell phone, it's not everything. You got to really go deep and realize, like, you realize that you have so much more stuff to be grateful for than to just whine and like it got so bad they had to call the cops because they're like, is she okay? Do we need to get some help for her? Like, it was crazy. Same for people that will be rude to cashiers or people in retail, because why? People think they're so above everybody. So again, we just got to remember, we got to be thankful for everything we have here, and remember that as long as you have health is wealth. Just remember that health is wealth. Money is not the root of everything. Remember, find your moral compass. So my friends, looks like that time has come. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. Do me a favor, continue to tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show by just following us on all of our social media platforms. As I mentioned before, you can stream us on YouTube and Rumble. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media, the letter R Smooth Club Media. You can also tune into the program Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. I truly appreciate it. See you next time. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you all soon. Peace and blessings. I'm out.